Video shows huge sequoia trees and hikers below.
Just like when you're in a park or anyone's in a park, you listen to what's around you, and it can tell you a lot about that place.
Title reads, "Listening to Biodiversity" over video of tree seedlings. Sign reads, "Kings Canyon National Park." Video shows news footage of forest fire, treating forest with prescribed fire. Speaker is Don Seal, hydrologist at a severely burned area.
This area around us was impacted by the rough fire in 2015. This area has been treated with prescribed fire numerous times over the years. And what that has done for us is it reduced the fuel load on the ground. And when the rough fire swept through this area, the fire intensity was fairly low. You know, and if we contrast that to this area just on the other side of the road, this area here has not been treated with prescribed fire previously. There's a significant difference in the vegetation community, you know, in a very short distance. The tree mortality here is much higher, you know, probably 90%. You can see the scorch marks that climb the tree, you know, perhaps 50, 60 feet in some cases. Our assumption here is that these two drastically different fire impact severity levels, that they will support a different community of animals, and we hope to capture that acoustically.
Speaker is Megan McKenna, acoustic biologist.
Acoustics is a really powerful tool in this situation to ask a question that's not only interesting ecologically, but also interesting in terms of a management context, and being able to tell us maybe what is the best or what are the ideal methods for maintaining these ecosystems in different fire regimes.
Video shows sound meter microphones on burned tree. Speaker is Eric Meyer, ecologist.
This is a song meter that is traditionally used for soundscape ecology projects. This is one of our sites. We have 9 total study sites, and this is one of 2 that is in an area where only the rough fire came through. Right here we have the acoustic microphone. This is the microphone that's picking up the vocalized sounds of birds.
Dusk shot of forest.
Right here, this is the ultrasonic mic, and this is how we're able to survey for bats continuously throughout the project.
Bat scientist in office. Video of bats and starry night sky.
We came in here within a year after the rough fire and started recording, and through these recordings we're going to be able to measure how the animals collectively, the biodiversity, and also single species, whatever we choose, how they actually respond within a year after the wildfire and as long as we want to record after that.
Ecologically, we're answering questions that people have been able to answer before, and using a pretty cool technology, one that can really tell us about when species are there, what species are there.
Eric at a less burned site.
So here we are at another site. Now this one is different than the rough fire, only we have rough fire and a history of prescribed fire here. In contrast, you'll see a living understory, more green. We have more ground cover, green ground cover, a different forest structure that we expect to measure a different wildlife community.
Computer screen in Megan's sound lab.
We monitored sites where the rough fire had just come through months before we were monitoring, and in sites that had prescribed fire, so meaning they were burned prior to the fire, there was a lot more biological activity going on, bioacoustic activity. In this first clip, this is a site where the rough fire burned, but there was no prescribed fire prior to the rough fire. And then this clip is from an area that had been treated with prescribed fire prior to the rough fire coming through.
Forest scenes in park.
From these preliminary analyses, what we're seeing is this is exciting evidence that we can use these acoustic monitoring tools in order to look at the impact of fire and different types of fire on the forest ecosystem.
Graphic reads, "This has been a production of the Natural Sounds and Night Skies Division in cooperation with Colorado State University."